You have to be the only NFL analyst in the history of NFL or football saying, "Hey, just ban the mouthpiece. Just fucking get rid of it. It's a problem."
If you want to be safe, ban that mouthpiece. You'll be safe on multiple different levels because of that.
Go on. What's the other level aside from COVID?
Well, A, COVID, less transmission of COVID. Mm-hmm. B, your brain health is going to be so much better because that's garbage science that the mouthpiece helps protect you from concussion. So it's a twofer, as they say.
I didn't wear a mouthpiece. Felt like a real G. What'd you have? Just one of those basic little tiny ones?
No, I didn't wear them. I stopped wearing a mouthpiece when I was 19. It was the greatest decision I ever made in my life, probably.
Wow.
19. Those refs didn't care to check your mouth to see if you had a mouthpiece in? Wow, that's crazy.
In college, you mean?
In NFL.
NFL, you don't have to wear a mouthpiece. There's like 40% of people wear mouthpieces.
I'm pretty sure you have to wear a mouthpiece.
Don't wear mouthpieces.
Never bite your tongue?
Aaron wears a single strap with no mouthpiece. There's plenty of quarterbacks that don't wear one.
Freaking Rodgers.
I always thought you had to at least appear as if you were trying to wear a mouthpiece. Like some guys would just leave it in
They
the
made
helmet.
the rules where you had to
in your
wear the
mouth?
stupid knee pads. The dumbest rule ever.
Hey, I never had to do that. Shout out to
You're
the
exempt.
NFL's rules saying kickers and punters don't have to wear anything on your legs. I was very thankful because I got massive legs, obviously. Let's show them off. Let's not hide them with little stupid pads that aren't going to do anything.
Yeah, they claim those little knee pads were to cut down on concussions when people's knee, if their knee hit somebody's head.
Oh, so you're not required to wear a mouthpiece in the NFL. It is advised due to the ability levels and strengths of NFL players. So when quarterbacks are sacked, they may clinch their teeth together and knock them out. I didn't know that.
Knock your teeth out. Not saying knock yourself out. Knock your teeth out.
Either.
Yeah.
I think
I'd
they
much
wrote-
rather knock my teeth out than my brain go blank.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to your garbage science thing. You're saying mouthpieces because the UFC, I think they force them to wear mouthpieces as well, right?
So they don't get their teeth knocked out because they're getting punched directly in the mouth, Pat. That's why.
Yeah, but I was told that mouthpieces, it saves my jaw from biting into each other and potentially causing a concussion. AJ,
Bite your tongue off.
That makes sense. Hey, that science does make sense when you see it. When you see it in writing and they show the diagrams, they say, "Oh, all this it dissipates all that energy when you clench your teeth." I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't work, but it makes sense on paper what you're saying.
Because you're saying that with a mouthpiece, it makes you actually open your jaw up a little bit more, which gives you a bigger button and maybe a little bit of a looser little pull there.
Maybe, and it makes it a lot more difficult to breathe, difficult to talk. You're taking that thing in and out of your mouth the whole time, sticking it in your face mask, or you have the big dangly deal with the lip guard on top of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you want to wear a mouthpiece, great, do it, but don't feel like you have to.
Hey, listen to that, kids. That's a Super Bowl champion linebacker, AJ Hawk,
Fifth
right
overall
there.
pick.
So
Mouthpiece helps you not get your teeth knocked out. That it 100% helps with that.
You got a good grill.
I got small little teeth.
It's because your jaw takes up half your face.
Is that because you lost some of your teeth from helmets flying around because you never wore
Grinding
a
them every time you make
mouthpiece?
a tackle.
It's because I chipped off a decent amount of them when my teeth would bite together when I'd hit people.
They crunched together. Yeah, okay, that is exactly all
I
right.
cracked my I had like 3 years worth of root canals when I got done.
Jeez.
But he's still out here.
Worth it.
Hey. Still out here campaigning though. Fuck
right.
it. I don't need
Definitely.
it. I thought I bit my
hard.
I thought I bit the tip of my tongue off one time.
Ooh.
College, I forget who we were playing. It was freezing, absolutely freezing outside though, and I didn't wear a mouthpiece in college or whatever. And my hands had gone numb at this point. I think it was third quarter. I kick off since it's so cold. Isn't a touchback. Returner comes out. Okay, ball gets bumped out. I go dive in because I think I can get it. Okay, somebody hits me. Top of head, helmet, I get in scrum, okay? I end up not with the ball, by the way. Okay, so everything could go wrong, does go wrong, and I feel like a little pain on my tongue or whatever, and I go to grab it and I can't feel anything. I thought I had no tongue. Like I thought I lost my fucking tongue. So I was like, oh my God. Like I get to the sideline, I go to my friend, I'm like, do I have a tongue? And they're like, oh, you're bleeding. My tongue was bleeding. It had an entire like a
Teeth marks?
teeth marks all the way around it. Yeah, I thought I lost the son of a bitch. It swelled up a little bit. I couldn't breathe, and I was like, I'm gonna start wearing a mouthpiece next game. And then I just never got into it. I never ever got into it. But I thought I lost my damn tongue. Couldn't feel it.
That's scary. But what scares me is that part you said when you went diving in and someone hit the top of your head and jammed it down. Like, how did your brain feel?
What's that?
How did your brain feel when you got hit on the very top of your head as you're diving into a pile?
I thought I lost my tongue. To be honest, the brain didn't. I didn't even think about potential broken neck or paralyzed or anything like that. The only thing I thought of is I can't talk. I'm going to be talking like this for the rest of my life, like I'm the kid from fucking Christmas Story. That's all on the field as I was jogging off. That's all I thought of was that kid with the big thing stuck on his. I'm like, oh my god, is this my life now? It was not. Thankfully, but that was tough. My thing did swell up though, so I was talking with a little bit of a lisp for like 3-4 days. So,
That's all right.
Look good on film, I bet.
I think I kind of fell in. It was, I went for it, which I think people
Look at the
appreciate.
effort. Hey, the effort.
There was those scrums. I mean, I've only been in a couple of them at this point now. One against, I think, the Cowboys. There was one I got in there, and I came in late. So on film, full scrum. After a kickoff, same thing, fumble, full scrum. I come in late to the pile, but I start working my arm in, and I get my hand on the ball. So I was like, oh, shit. Like, I came in late, and I did it strictly for, I don't want to say, like, comedic
For film
purposes.
the next day.
Yeah, but I was like, I think like I want to be in one of these. I've never been in one of these. Let's see how it goes. So I come diving in late, and I start like moving my hand around the pile, and I get my hand on the ball, and I'm like, fuck, now what am I supposed to do, right? Like, so there's like two people potentially laying down in between us, and I have a ball, and all of a sudden I start getting like punched. Like I start feeling my arm getting punched, and I'm like, I should not be in here, but my hands, I thought there was a chance I was going to be able to win that thing, and all of a sudden out of the bottom of the pile, number one, Pat McAfee comes up with the ball, but instead, somebody took my fingers in there and started like bending them back, and I was like, get me out. I like pulled out, and I like got up, and they obviously kept the ball. It was nasty in there. It was disgusting. I got bruised on my arm. I thought they were going to try to break my fingers in there, but I almost got it. I felt like I almost got the ball. So sorry to interrupt. If you're a man watching this, you deserve to have long, great. And you can do that now with our friends at Roman. Right now, you go to GetRoman.com. You get $10 off and free 2-day shipping on Roman swipes, which are guaranteed to make you have longer, more fulfilling every time you get in the sack. Now, let's get back to the fornicating action. Were you the guy that was doing the finger breaking in those scrums? I would assume that was you.
No, I never really had to do a whole lot of that, but I've been in a ton of those scrums. And, I mean, how you describe it's perfect. Like, especially if you can get near the ball. If you get your hand on the ball, like, okay, don't think it's like an innocent, okay, cool, I'm free. I'm gonna grab the tip and start to rip this thing out. No, the second that somebody sees your hand on the ball, you're going to be getting elbows dug into your kidneys. You're going to get everything possible, things jammed into your orifices that you don't even know where it's coming from. Like, it's true. They always talk about, oh, it's crazy in those scrums. Yeah, especially when there's O&D linemen down there, because you know how they like to go back and forth all game. You get down there in those scrums, you start seeing what's being said and what's done, and like, wait, what is this? Why do I have like feels like knives in my back? And dudes are drilling elbows down, trying to split your spine in half. I'm like, man, I don't know. You have to second guess it next time you want to jump in there and try to go after the ball.
I had never. There was a chance I think I could have gotten another one, and I opted out, Doug. Listen, I think that one's already long gone. But the fact that
why'd they change the rule? Why'd you change the rule that I can't stand outside the pile and pull guys from their legs and pull them off?
I think people started fighting a lot, I believe. And it also...
Did someone get hurt, though? Did one person get hurt bad or something?
I think it was whenever they started with the horse collar shit. Remember, they started enforcing the horse collar very, very hard because people were getting tackled by the horse collar and their knees were coming out.
It's amazing that the horse collar was ever allowed. Like, I played in the NFL when the horse collar was allowed.
Roy Williams
snagged that thing.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, people's knees just had to get blown out for that. But
How
I think...
in the world? How did they not ban that earlier? I guess.
Well, there's a lot.
There wasn't a lot of science back then. Hey, science didn't exist, you know? It was just like, don't wear your mouthpiece. Don't worry about it. You won't have to do anything type mindset in there. But the horse call, I think whenever it started, they tried to make the game safer, player safety. I think that's when it happened. They were like, we can't, and you weren't even allowed to dive in the pile anymore. Remember, like, because you're taught as a football player, if there is a scrum, you get your ass in there. Like you are in there. You never know what's going to happen. Nobody knows whose ball it is. The more we have in there, the better than they have. Then all of a sudden, one day it just stopped. They're like, you're not allowed in there anymore. It's a 15 personal foul if you get in there late, unsportsmanlike conduct. And then people started pulling people out. They're like, well, if I'm not allowed in, I'm going to get people out. Then they made another rule, not allowed to pull anybody out of the pile anymore. The pile became a little bit different over the years, but it still gets nasty down there.
Look good, feel good, play good.
Play good, pay good, live good, die good.